CJ Stroud just put the entire league on notice. In his latest win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, CJ Stroud put on the clinic going 30 for 42, a completion percentage of 71.4, 470 passing yards, and 5 touchdowns. This was the most passing yards by a rookie QB in NFL history. And with this top tier performance, the race for Rookie of the Year may be already over. And this is a guy in CJ Stroud who some doubted during his time at Ohio State due to the amount of weapons that he had, and in some games they felt as if he underperformed. But not only that, days before the draft, leaks of a low S2 cognitive score started to float around. And for those that don't know, the S2 cognitive test attempts to quantify split-second reaction times on a computer screen. He soon responded to that test rumor by saying this.
It's one time in my life where I'm actually at peace with what I'm doing, and I'm actually happy, and I'm joyful, even through the hard times and people talking. But for me, I mean, I'm secure in myself, and I know what I can do on the field. I know I can process very well, and I know I'm very smart. So you can't play at Ohio State and not be smart. And for the people, for the S2 test, man, it is what it is.
And with that, it's important to remember that these tests are only measurements, but will never truly determine on-field production. Anyways, I would say, especially for those who follow college football, Ohio State has not had the best track record for producing NFL-ready QBs. Naming a few of those in recent memory, we have Terrell Pryor, who was selected in the 3rd round in 2011, but soon converted to a wide receiver. His career stats are 1,994 yards, 9 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and a record of 3-7. Cardale Jones is another name people may remember. He was selected in the 4th round with career stats of 96 total yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 pick. Not a whole lot coming from his career as a quarterback, but I just wanted to throw his name in there in case you're an Ohio State fan. And now we get to the latest 1st round picks, with Dwayne Haskins being one of those. Haskins was drafted in the 1st round by the Washington Redskins football team, Commandos, whatever that team is being called nowadays, in the 1st round in the 2019 NFL Draft, 15th overall. He has an overall record of 3-10, 2,804 passing yards, 12 touchdowns with 14 interceptions. Now, we would never know the true potential of Haskins because he unfortunately passed away. He was working his way up the depth chart with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now we move closer to current times with Justin Fields. Fields was selected by the Bears in the 1st round of the 2021 NFL Draft, with whom he set the single game regular season record for quarterback rushing yards. He has a total record of 5-24 with a stat line of 5,313 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, and 27 interceptions at the time of this recording. And I will say, unfortunately for Justin Fields, the Bears are just bad. And it is unfortunate because it seems as if CJ Stroud is going to have more career wins than Justin Fields in his 1st season in the NFL. But now let's move on to CJ Stroud, who seems to be emerging as the best Ohio State quarterback, even though it is only his rookie campaign. And it seems to me that he is picking right up where he left off in college, where in his last game at Ohio State, even though that game came in a losing effort to Georgia in the Peach Bowl, they lost 42-41. However, he put on the clinic. Shroud finished with 348 yards and 4 touchdowns on 23 of 34 passing, while adding another 34 yards on the ground. And this performance, in my opinion, boosted his confidence and also got rid of some of the CJ Stroud doubters in the process. And now we fast forward to the Houston Texans drafting Shroud with the 2nd overall pick. And I do want to make this clear. It is probably and more than likely a good thing he did not go 1st overall to the Carolina Panthers. Where you go does matter, at least initially, and Houston is looking good under new head coach DeMeco Ryans, and they have great young talent, especially Tank Dell and Will Anderson Jr. So this truly looks like a franchise that has the opportunity to take things to the next level. And I believe that we got a sneak peek of how great this Houston Texans team can be with the latest game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And something Shannon Sharpe said earlier this week makes me believe that CJ Stroud may have already arrived.
If you look at all the other quarterbacks, Mahomes or Burrow or all the greats, they've had moments. You can play bad. The one thing I noticed about quarterbacks, if you go back and study the history, they can play bad, but when they need to rise to the occasion, the game is there for the taking, they'll take it.
Now let's talk and recap this game. The game starts with a Chase McLaughlin 35-yard field goal, but the Texans soon answer this with a TD pass from CJ Stroud. Baker Mayfield soon answers back with a TD of his own. After the first quarter, the score is 10-7. Baker Mayfield's actually having a good comeback year. In this game, he went 21 for 30, 265 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Not bad at all. To start the second quarter, Rashard White runs in a 1-yard run, and Kamimi Fairburn kicks a 50-yard field goal. The score at halftime is 17-10 Tampa Bay. The third and the fourth quarters are where the defenses of each team start to struggle, or at least the offenses of each team start to catch fire. Chase McLaughlin literally kicks it off for us with a 49-yard field goal to start off the third quarter, but CJ Stroud followed this up with a 75-yard bomb. Another kick by Chase, and I want to say this, shout out to anyone who had him in fantasy that day. I'm pretty sure that you're a happy person. CJ then throws another strike to Tank Dell, this time from 29 yards out. With that being said, shout out to Tank Dell. I think he is having a fantastic season, and he also had a great game as well with 6 catches for 114 yards. At the end of 3, the score is 23-22. And now we move on to the most exciting quarter of them all, the fourth quarter. CJ Stroud throws a strike to Dalton Schultz for the 9-yard touchdown. And I know that they're happy that Dalton Schultz came over from the Cowboys because he is honestly providing CJ Stroud with a great safety net. The score is now 23-30. The Bucs quickly drive down the field and tie this game up though 30-30 with a rushing touchdown from Rashard White. And now I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Dare for coming in and kicking what would initially be thought of as the game-winning kick to put the Texans up 33-30, because he is definitely not the starting kicker. However, it was at this moment that Baker Mayfield wanted to steal the show and throw in a touchdown pass. However, this will be the second time this season Baker Mayfield is going to get super close to having a career-defining moment. First was the almost Hail Mary. If only Chris Godwin turns around a little bit sooner, they could have stolen that game. And now there's this, the CJ Stroud show. CJ Stroud drives down the field, and with only 10 seconds left on the clock, he does this.
To the end zone, touchdown, Tank Dell!
And with that pass, the conversation of Rookie of the Year has started to raise his head. But who do you have winning it? We know QBs get the nod in most awards, so that already puts CJ ahead of anyone else in my opinion in terms of likelihood to win. But even if he didn't win, I can say so far that if CJ Stroud continues to look this impressive, the rest of the league may be in trouble. And with this recent performance, CJ Stroud has now sparked conversations with his name being mentioned in the MVP conversation.
And so if the question was, does Stroud belong in the MVP conversation?
100% yes.
And right now, the MVP conversation is as wide open as it has ever been. And to mention CJ Stroud's name in the conversation, I think is fine. Right now, he has 12 touchdowns and only 1 interception on the year, which is very impressive. But let me know what you think. Comment and like this video if you made it this far. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 200 subscribers, and I would really appreciate that. And until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video.